Don't Starve is a survival game for the PlayStation 4 and the PC by Klei Entertainment. The game follows a scientist named Wilson and other playable characters who find themselves in a dark, dreary world and must survive as long as possible. Toward this end, the player must keep the character healthy, full, and mentally stable as he avoids a variety of surreal and supernatural enemies that will try to kill and devour him. Now every time you start up a new game in Don't Starve, you'll be greeted with a brand new randomized world, and nearly nothing on your person to help you survive. You'll quickly learn the basics that twigs and flint lead to axes and picks, which in turn lead to better items used to craft better items. It's a progressive structure, and the time it takes to advance up the tech tree is determined by your knowledge of the various biomes and the luck of the draw. Don't Starve is another crafting survival game with the likes of Minecraft, but relies more on the survival aspect than the crafting one. Now you won't find insane human players with rocks like Rust, and you also won't be able to construct Star Trek replica ships like in Minecraft. Instead, you have a very charming, dark game that tries to kill you more so than in other survival games. The first thing you will learn as you wander the land is that fire is your best friend. Without it, you will not survive nighttime, as strange creatures will tear you apart. The starting area is pretty generous with items on the default difficulty, and as you explore beyond the standard green forests and yellow fields, you will encounter subversive items. Flowers that diminish your sanity despite previously restoring it, and meat from enemies will restore your hunger but take away health. Now chopping wood and finding dark-colored rocks is the key to success, as they form the basis of refined items which lead to high-tech crafting of walls and floors, and machines that open up new formulas. At first you'll only have temporary campfires amidst the bushes and trees, but soon we'll have a fully walled-off home with a lightning rod and weather predictor. Like every aspect of Don't Starve's gameplay, you will have to experiment and take risks if you're going to learn anything new, and it was during bold moments where I wandered beyond my comfort zone that I died most often. Exploring a cave without a source of fire, taking on a pack of dogs inside my house, all these moments came when I thought I could take a risk, and instead ended in death. Thankfully, death isn't quite the end, since interacting with special altars causes them to become respawn points. However, if you do die with no altar active, you lose everything, and are kicked back to the main menu. Don't Starve does give experience points depending on the quality of your survival, which go to unlocking new characters complete with perks and disadvantages of their own. The game is also full of dark humor, and the overall art style is very Burton-esque, with gothic overtones and a late 1800s Lovecraftian vibe. The character's hair is not fully colored in, and everything is shown on a 2D plane, which can disorient when you start shifting the perspectives. All the voice work is done in grating, whiny tones that sound like a dying record player spouting out a single high note that reverberates. My favorite character is a little girl named Willow, who spawns equipped with a lucky lighter and is obsessed with fire. Everything she interacts with will cause her to spout out dialogue that just goes along the line of thinking, "Can I light this on fire?" She's also immune to fire damage, and her sanity increases when she's around flames, which has made me light more than a few forest fires. There is a tree enemy who awakens when you've chopped down a bunch of trees, and he'll follow you around until you plant enough pine cones, and then goes back to tree form, waiting until you screw up the balance of nature again. Another creature I enjoy harassing are these pig humans, who run away screaming whenever I get close. Despite my love for the game, I haven't gotten very far. One save file is about to reach 30 days of survival, but winter is near, and I'm ill-equipped to survive the oncoming cold. Every time I start a new game, however, I feel more confident in my ability to gather the necessary materials to survive longer quicker. The game taps into the feeling of just one more that I originally satisfied with Nazi zombies in high school. Despite the lack of Nazi zombies, as far as I know, I still enjoy the feeling of imminent doom. I know I'm going to die eventually, and I enjoy that thrill. It can be frustrating when you die after a long session, which makes me play Don't Starve more in sporadic bursts than late-night marathons. I really like what Don't Starve does. It gives me a big map that I've barely explored and fills it with the tools to master the world. Every session I make it a little farther in and learn a little more. The urge to consult a wiki in order to master everything is strong, but the satisfaction of learning the mechanics on my own is stronger. There's a lot I have yet to see. Wormholes are rarely used due to their unknown destination and cost of sanity. I've rarely explored caves since I never feel protected enough, and have never really traveled very far from my main base. My main goal currently is to build a house of sorts and have a functional farm as a source of food. Each day has its own goal of gathering a specific resource, but at the same time you're working, you need to keep the threat of raids in the back of your mind, and also an eye on the hunger meter. Don't Starve is simply great. I really enjoy interacting with this crazy little world they've created. Anyone who enjoys the survival genre that's recently become very popular should try it out, and a new DLC pack is on its way for PS4 owners. making now the best time to start burning down forests as Willow.